Hi guys, I'm so excited. I could jump up and down in my chair because we hit over 700 subscribers, and I am absolutely grateful about that and thankful to everyone who has supported me through my journey this far and who is planning to support me moving forward with whatever it is we decide to do. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. It's Crissy G, and if you are back for more, then welcome back to my channel, you guys. It's so good having you here. You know what's crazy is that now that I'm getting to know some of you, like Gilbert and Eric and Jen and I think it's K Panda, now that I get to read your comments on a more weekly basis, it's almost like if I miss you guys, like I miss talking to y'all, because it's like I know that you guys are watching my videos and then giving me feedback and commenting and sharing your journeys along with me. So I am more than grateful to have you all here and everyone else who has been supportive throughout my journey. So let's get right into it, you guys. I will be putting right up here what week I'm on Mounjaro and where my start weight is at, where my current weight is at, so that you guys can see all that, because I don't have any notes with me today. Excuse me, you guys. So as you all know, or maybe not know yet, I did end up getting diagnosed with strep, flu, and COVID. Today I'm on day 6, so according to CDC guidelines, I was able to be out in public as long as I was wearing a face mask and whatnot. So I did quarantine for the entire 5 days as they recommend now. I am vaccinated. I have had COVID already, and it's my second round of COVID. You can still kind of hear it. I think that's more the remnants. No, I guess it is. I got a really bad cough the first time I had COVID, and it lasted for months. I even had pneumonia and everything the first go around. Yes, it's been crazy. But anyways, I'm so excited because this morning I got on the scale, you guys, and I'm down to 202. I know, I want to scream. I have not seen 202 in over 19 years. When I got married 19 years ago, it'll be 19 years in October. When I got married 19 years ago, I was weighing 205. So the fact that I seen 202 on the scale this morning is just, I can't even believe it. I mean, I'm literally 3 pounds away from being in the Wonderland, which everyone who's over 200 pounds knows that Wonderland means 100 and something. So I am ready to hit that 199. I think I'm going to throw a party for myself or something. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to celebrate. I haven't seen the 100s in God knows how long. So anyways, you guys, I kind of wanted to just go over the 2-month review with you guys. As you all know, I spent a whole second month on the 2.5. This Friday was my first dose of the 5.0, which I was feeling extremely sick on Friday. No, not Friday. It was Thursday was my worst, I think. Wednesday, Thursday were like my worst days. And then Friday, they delivered my medication. And even though I wasn't feeling 100%, I was feeling hungry. And I was like, I'm taking my injection, which leads me to another thing that I want to talk about. But yes, I took my injection on Friday of the 5.0. And I hadn't had any other side effects. I was actually able to go to the restroom on my own about twice this week. I don't know if that had something to do with the fever and me being sick and my body just wanting to expel things that didn't belong in it, but I didn't need to take the Docalax. I did talk to my doctor about that. I'm sorry, you guys. I feel like I'm talking 1,000 miles an hour because there's so many things that I want to cover in today's video, and I don't want it to be 30 minutes long. So I did ask my doctor about taking the Docalax, and he prescribed me lactulose, and he gave me enough for 3 months, and it was 3 giant bottles. And I'm like, who is taking all this medication? Because that is a lot of lactulose in 3 bottles, 3 ginormous bottles. The lady at the pharmacy said that each one's for a month supply, and he went ahead and gave me 3 months. So I told him that I take Docalax when I feel like I just need to go. I haven't gone in 3 or 4 days, and I feel like I just need to expel some stuff. And he said, that's fine if it's working for you. But I told him about my concern, because I've heard that when you give your body things like laxatives, your colon will start to forget how to work on its own and will forever need you to help it. And I don't want to I'm sorry, you guys. I don't want my body to get used to taking things and then it not wanting to work on its own. I'm still young. I'm 38, so I don't want to be in my 40s and having to live alongside taking things like Docalax to be able to go to the restroom. I mean, it just seems scary to me, the thought that I'll have to, it may happen anyways, but I'm just trying to prevent those kind of things. So I did tell him, that I was concerned about taking too many laxatives and stuff. And he said that lactulose was different, that this worked with your body instead of working for your body. So that's how he explained it. He's like, things like laxatives work for your body. So yes, it tells the colon, don't worry about it, I got this, and does it for it, and that's why your colon gets lazy and then later on will need help. He's like, versus lactulose works with your body, so it's going to help get all that water and flush it out without telling the colon not to do its own job. So I'm gonna start taking it. I haven't started taking it since I've been sick. I just didn't want to. I don't know. It's liquid and I hate taking liquids. And so, but I am, since I went on my own, I was like, okay, I'll give it a day or two before I take it. There's that. Another big topic that I want to talk about is diet on Mounjaro. A lot of people are asking about diet or diet changes, dietary changes. My doctor told me to live my life the way I normally do, just cut down and learn portion control, which I think is the best advice ever. As you know, with anything else, and then of course there's the question of what's going to happen when you can't afford Mounjaro. So for those of you out there like myself who probably will not be able to afford this if the insurance does not continue to cover after 2023 or 2022, I've got to really get on the ball and learn how to portion control. This needs to be the tool. And anytime I've gotten on a diet in the past, I do learn to eat less, and you will notice later that you get fuller quicker eating the things that you like. If you could normally eat an entire hamburger, now you're getting full at half a burger. And really, you probably are satisfied at a quarter of that same burger, but you're just programmed to eat the entire thing. So that's something that you have to learn. A lot of people fail at diets, myself included, because you change drastically what you do. So maybe you went from a normal diet to a keto diet where you're not having any carbs. And then people say, well, keto's no good because when you get off of keto, you gain all that weight back plus some. Yes, you're right, because you stopped eating sugar and you stopped eating carbs. And then the moment that you introduce that back to your body, guess what happens? You start getting the weight back, your insulin resistance comes back, all that good stuff. Fasting, when you do fasting, you're supposed to still be able to eat what you want during your eating window, right? But what happens when you stop fasting and you start eating pancakes and waffles for breakfast and pizza and burgers for lunch and pizza and burgers for dinner? You're going to gain the weight back. What happens when you're eating Weight Watchers and you're counting every calorie and counting every point that you eat? When you stop counting points, what happens? You gain the weight back. It's just, people always, or diet pills, anything that you do where you change your habits, you lose your goal weight, you get to your goal weight, and then you go back to your eating habits. Guess what? Regardless of what it is, you're gonna gain the weight back. Same thing is gonna happen with Mounjaro. When you get off of Mounjaro and you're hungry again and you're able to eat full meals again, guess what's gonna happen? If you didn't program yourself during this time period to say, I don't need to eat 2 slices of pizza, I really am happy with one, it's just my mind, I'm used to eating 2 or 3 slices, or whatever it may be, you have to really say, no, I'm good. 1 slice of pizza is perfectly fine. I got to get my craving out of the way. I got to enjoy the one piece. I'm done. That is where our mindset needs to go for the next couple of months. And that's, I think, for a lot of people, the hard part. They think this is the magic pill, this is the magic wand. And unfortunately, I see a lot of people getting prescribed Mounjaro for weight loss alone. This is not a weight loss medication, not yet, you guys. So you have to either be pre-diabetic, already be type 2 diabetic, or see that you're at great risk because of your obesity and you have insulin resistance, things in that combination. But it's not, you can't go to your doctor and say, I can't lose the weight. I hear everybody's having great results with Mounjaro. Can I get Mounjaro? Some doctors will be unethically irresponsible and say, yeah, I can prescribe it to you off-label for weight loss purposes. But that's a story for another day, I guess. And I think they're catching on to this, and I think they're going to start being a little more strict with the coupons. So there you go. Anyways, so yes, you guys, really focusing on your diet is more about focusing on portion control. Because what happens when you deprive yourself for so long? I know it was like that for me. If I deprive myself for X, Y, and Z for too long, then I wanted to binge on X, Y, and Z. When I finally was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm having a cheat day. I'm not craving the sugar that I used to crave, which is crazy to me because I've been a sweets person. I'm more of a give me the brownies and the cupcakes and the cookies type of person. And now I can go past a glass window full of indulgences and sugar. If you're, going about this, don't do unrealistic habits. Don't say I'm never again touching sugar. No, it's okay to have a cookie or two. It's okay to have, in moderation. If you did good all day today and your treat is a Chips Ahoy at the end of the night because you had a stressful day, then don't feel guilty. Have that treat and indulge in it in that moment and then be done with it. Don't put it off, because what I used to do all the time is like, nope, not gonna have it. Nope, don't need it, don't want it. And then instead of having the one cookie that I should have just got out of the way, I'll have 3 or 4 or 5 cookies. So I think, and don't eat something in place of something that you want. That was another big mistake for me for a long time, is that, let's say I was craving a piece of chocolate cake. And then I'd say, no, I'm just gonna have a fruit. I'm just gonna have some grapes. And I would eat the grapes, and then I was like, I still wanted that piece of chocolate cake, and I'm just gonna have an apple, and then I'll be full. And the reality is that this whole time, if I'd just had the one small piece of cake, I would have been done. I would have been out. My craving would have been done with, and it would have been good to go. Sorry guys, I'm like super thirsty right now. I think it's my antibiotics that made me really thirsty. And that's another thing I haven't been doing very well. And this goes back to the lactulose thing. My doctor said that I'm probably not drinking as much fluid as I'm supposed to be, which is facts. I'm not drinking as much. And he says that because the medication slows your digestion dramatically, people forget that they have to drink, and you're not always ready to drink fluids. So he said it's very important that we stay conscious of drinking your daily amount of liquid. It doesn't have to be all tea, water, but you can, if you're drinking teas, coffee, make sure you're drinking fluids throughout the day, because he says that we may end up dehydrated unknowingly just because you just don't feel like you need to eat or drink, which is 100% true. I don't always feel like I need to eat or drink. I used to be able to drink at least 1 cup of coffee in the mornings, at worst 3/4 of a cup of coffee, and now I notice that I take a few sips and I leave it. And the girls, at work are like, hey, you didn't drink your coffee today? And I'm like, no, I guess I didn't. I didn't pay attention, but yeah, you're right. I didn't have my cup of coffee. Okay, so as far as side effects, I took my 5.0 on Friday and did not feel any side effects. I didn't feel any nausea. I didn't feel anything outside of the norm. But today, guess what's back? The wrist pain. So I took my injection Friday, and here we are Sunday, which is two days post. Saturday, Sunday, 2 days post-injection, and I have the joint pain. So it very much is related. It has to be. There's no way that there's this much coincidence that after injection each week, 2 or 3 days later, I'm having some kind of joint pain. So there is that. But other than that, the hunger is still manageable, like it has been. I didn't get any nausea or diarrhea or anything like that. So I seem to be doing okay with 5.0. I guess I was expecting to feel nausea or something a little bit different, because I see some people are losing a lot more weight on the 5.0, but I'm holding steady. What I did notice is that I was 202 on the scale today, like I said earlier. So that means I was at 205 when I weighed in on Thursday, I believe, 206. And this morning I was at 202, which I will make sure that I go back to my weigh-in history and log and post that here so you guys could see. But I was at 202, and that's all I care about right now. I don't know if that'll be the fact moving forward. So as far as getting COVID with Mounjaro, it was the same exact experience that I had the first go around. So I don't think the medication did anything different for me. I don't think that I felt any worse or any better being on it. I had the same fever symptoms at the beginning, and then I had strep and flu and all together. So I have been very thirsty. So I've been craving juices, which really blows because juices are loaded in sugar and calories. So, but sodas have not, like, I'm a big soda drinker. Like, literally, you guys, I drink Coke Zero every day, and I've not been wanting to drink that. I've been wanting refreshing, like, iced tea. So what I did was I went and got the big sugar-free lemonade at Chick-fil-A, and I mixed that half with the unsweet tea. So I would do half unsweet, half sugar-free lemonade. And even though the first few days I was kind of rough on my throat because I could feel like the citrus, acid hit the throat, it was just tasted so good to me, like so refreshing, and it was just what I wanted. So that's what I've been drinking for most of the time. Today I got a pink drink from Starbucks, and that tastes good to me because it's, again, fruity and fresh. I did go buy a diet cranberry pineapple to have for the week because I've got to go back to work tomorrow. According to the CDC, you can go back into public after 6 days, which today's day 6, and I've got to get back to work. Of course, I've got to wear a face cover for until you get to day 10, so I will be doing that. But other than that, you guys, my second month on 2.5 was not the easiest. I think I did so well because there were days where I didn't eat. I went through a rough patch second month, just home life. My husband had been laid off from his job of almost 8 years, and that came on very unexpectedly. And of course, the more you make, the more you spend, right? And we've got a decent sized family of 5, and it was just very, very hard. We had enough in savings to keep us, going. It's just the uncertainty of when is the next paycheck coming in. And so I think that was really rough for me. We pulled it together though, and we're back on track. Thankfully, thank God. There was a lot of praying going on during these times. So yes, I think that helped with the weight loss because there were days where I literally would not eat, you guys, just from the stress. But having you guys here to talk to really helped me through these tough times. I appreciate all the good supportive feedback that you guys have been giving me. It's really, it's just so helpful to me, you guys. You don't understand. I think about things that I'm going to talk about almost every day. I'm like, what am I going to talk about today? What am I going to tell them this week? What am I going to cover this week? And like I said, I'm getting to know you guys from your comments. I try to read everyone's comments that come through, and I try to respond. So if I missed your comment, I'm sorry, but I do try to get to everyone. And like I said, I'm getting to know some of you guys throughout the journey now. So it's been really interesting. So anyways, you guys, that is pretty much all I have. Diet was a big one for me this month. Like, I wanted to talk to people about the diet, right? So for me, I haven't changed anything. What I've done is dramatically changed my portion control and really started to think, like, for example, when I go out to eat, the chips and salsa, right? I used to eat chips and salsa. Like, I could finish an entire basket of chips by myself. And I was like, give me my own salsa. Okay, Crissy, do you need a whole basket? No. Do you want to try the chips and salsa? Yes. Okay, have a few, because you get full really fast, and I really rather enjoy my food than to get full off some chips. So those are the small changes that I'm talking about. Like, instead of me eating half a basket of chips by myself, now I grab 6-7 chips with my salsa, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good, because I don't want to get full. So those are the kind of changes. Before, it was like, so can we share a dessert? Now it's like, do I really need the dessert? Probably not. And I'm already too full. So those are the kind of changes. Like, you don't have to like say I'm eating salad for the rest of my life. Like, that's not sustainable, right? I love a good salad, a good healthy salad, but I know I can't eat it every day of my life. So I switch a lot of things to healthier options, which I absolutely love vegetables and stuff like that. So it's not a big deal for me. But yeah, like I said, it's just the serving size for me. That's really what's changed. The portions that I'm eating, that's what I'm changing. I'm still fasting, you guys, so I will try to only drink black coffee unless I feel like indulging that day, and I'll have, there's this new drink that I made the other day that, oh my God, you guys, it's a dupe to the Starbucks caramel spiced apple, which I absolutely love during the fall season. And I used to only get it like once a month or twice a month because, again, the calories and the sugar, right? But I found a diet apple juice the other day, and I found the Skinny Girl dupe of the Dolce, cinnamon Dolce, and then cinnamon, of course, no calories there. And I made it, and the whole drink's probably about 50 calories. But oh my God, it's the best. And then I used sugar-free whipped cream. Cool whipped cream, yeah. So I'll have to show you guys how I make that drink here this week sometime. But thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. I know that I was all over the place today because I did not formally make any notes or anything like that, but I just really wanted to go over everything with you guys that I, on the second month of the 2.5. Remember, you guys, if your doctor leaves you on the 2.5 for an additional month, it's okay. There is a reason why they feel like you belong on the 2.5 another month. My doctor said that if I was still losing weight and my hunger was controlled and everything looked good, there was no need to push me to the 5.0. Of course, for the second month, then my hunger really ramped up, so that's why he pushed me to the 5.0, and he said more than likely next month he'd push me to the 7.5, and so here we are. Okay, but do not feel discouraged. You got this, you guys. I promise you. For those of you who are seeing good results on your blood sugar levels every morning, like I am, like literally in a fasted state, I'm in the 80s now, 80. So that's awesome, because in a fasted state, I used to be like at 99, 107, in between. It would fluctuate between there. And now fasted, I'm like at 80, 84, numbers like that. So it's definitely helping with the insulin resistance and my blood sugar levels and the weight loss. And a lot of the diabetes comes from obesity. So you guys, if you said you were going to start Monday, start Monday. Honestly, every time that I've been successful in a diet, it doesn't matter what day. It's like, today I'm starting. It doesn't matter if it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It doesn't matter. If you're ready to start, start it. This has been a great tool for me. I hope you guys continue on your successful paths with this medication. And for those of you who are feeling like your side effects are too much, talk to your doctor and see if there's a different alternative. There's no need to be that miserable on a medication that you feel like you can't sustain a happy life. And if your nauseous getting too bad, or your diarrhea or your constipation, you have to find a different alternative. This cannot be the end all for you. I promise you there's other alternatives. You just have to have that conversation with your doctor. I've been very open with my doctor, and anytime I have a concern, or I bring it to his attention, because I know back then I used to be very intimidated by doctors, and I would just do what they said and I wouldn't question anything. Now I question everything. Why are you keeping me on the 2.5? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? What are you prescribing me? Because I heard this and I heard that. And it's okay to question them. I mean, they're human just like we are. So make sure that you talk to your doctor about the best choice for you. Okay? So thank you guys so much for watching. Mwah! Hugs and kisses.